Hello there, my name's Chris Dangerfield and welcome back to my channel, unless you're new here, in which case, you've opened Pandora's box and my filthy little glosser has crept out and is tickling your ears and you'll never be able to leave. Well, hopefully something like that, as long as it doesn't affect your professional and sexual lives. Right, I'm trying to sort out my audio lag. You might have noticed from the other videos that as you watch them, it starts being a little bit like one of those old dubbed films from the 70s. I've got 20 centimes for you. That'd be 2 guineas, please, sire. One of those things. Do you remember them? Brilliant. You'd go home from school, be like, what the fuck? Where is this? What is it? What country did this originate from? Why are they? Oh, gosh. Anyway, great things, and you don't seem to get them anymore. I remember there was a great one. The Legend of Tim Tyler. And it was about the boy. They stole his laugh. And we watched, I think there was 12 episodes, and the final episode, of course, he went, I've got my laugh. Some weird Czechoslovakian music, God knows. Okay, so what I thought I'd do, it's been a bit heavy. I've been doing a lot of social justice, and well, I haven't been doing social, God forbid. I mean, I've been debunking and criticising and generally humiliating social justice, and I've just done a Trump video, so I thought I'll do something a little bit more personal, and just see how it goes. I was going to talk to you about my history of violence. My own personal history of violence is rubbish, and I'm going to intersperse it with some interesting fighting clips. Now, I studied martial arts, and I've said before, martial arts is not fighting. I'm pretty good at martial arts. I'm a terrible fighter. Right, once in Soho, there was this bloke, and a couple of weeks previous, I wanted to buy something naughty off of him, and it was about 1 o'clock in the morning. I was full of gin and tonic, and I've gone up to him and went, can you sort me out a little bit of, what? And he was like, yeah, no problem. And he went round the corner, and he'd come back, and he got it out of his mouth, always nice. And he'd give it to me, and I give him 20 quid, and I got home, and I was like, where? And of course, I opened it up, and there was a bit of broken glass. And the annoying thing about these cunts is I'd rather go to him, hello, mate, here's 20 quid, so you don't need to rip me off. Here's another 20 quid. Can you go and get what I want? Right, because it's just annoying, I wasn't too bothered about 40 quid. I really wanted to get home and have the narcotics. Anyway, they're not the best businessmen, street dealers. Or maybe he wasn't a dealer at all, and in that case, he was a fantastic businessman because he sold me a product he didn't sell. But I certainly won't be returning unless I want to buy a bit of glass. So, I mean, maybe that's his angle. Anyway, I'm rambling. So, I was back up in town a couple of weeks later, and I was with a mate, and he was a true-life gangster. Massive, brick shithouse kind of. And I used to quite like hanging around with him because he was hard as fuck. And the thing about really hard people, truly hard people, you can tell. People can tell. They don't get in many fights because people are like, don't know about that one. Anyway, we're walking along the road down Dean Street. We'd been in a French house. Drinking, and as we walked down the road, I saw the bloke, and I said to this bloke, Nick, his name was, he's died, it was awful, we were very young as well, a real good friend. I'm getting emotional now. Anyway, I said to him, that fucker, he robbed me last week, and my mate went, well, why don't you go and sort him out then? And I thought, yes, I will go and sort him out. And I've gone up to him, and Nick stayed on the pavement, and I went up to him and went, oi, 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 all like, bit of Dutch courage and the old hard mate. I went, oi, oi, oi. I went, yeah, you owe me 20 quid. And he went, what, man, what are you talking about, man? And I just went, crack. I headbutted him, went, crack. But I sort of caught his hard forehead on my eye bone. And it kind of knocked me out. My knees went, oh. And the geezer picked me up. He went, you all right, mate? Not Nick, the bloke I butted in the forehead. He picked me up. He went, you're all right, mate. You're all right. You're looking like you're in trouble, man. I was like, no, I don't know what's happened. I turned around. My hard mate, who of course I thought was going to come in and save the day, just pissing his pants. quite a funny one though. We went down Jerry's, and me and that Nick, this is after this incident, for another drink. And do you remember Howard's Way? Howard's Way, your love is always there. That's not the song or the melody. And we were in there, and there was a bloke in there. It was the actor. I think the actor's name is Glyn, and he was the little short bloke in it. Hello, Anne. No, we're gonna need another boat. Him. We're gonna build something. Do you remember him, little short, round-headed bloke? Well, he was in there, and me and Nick, and I knew the staff in there. We were enjoying our drinks, and you could tell he was a bit bored, this Glyn bloke, and he was just sitting there drinking, and he kept just saying things. I'm thinking, no, not while Nick's here. Say shit to me, but not him, please. It's only like midday. And he just kept saying things, and then he went, while we were talking, he went, probably gay. Not to a gangster from Dartford. So he's gone round, and Nick just put his drink down, picked up mine. Now this is interesting. Put his gin down, picked up my pint of Guinness, and he went round there, and he went, oi, and then he gave him a wash. The whole pint on him. It's dripping off this bloke's white suit, all my Guinness. And the bloke, this Glyn, he went, that's assault. And Nick went, nah, and he got his fist up, and he's gone, that's assault. Nah. I interrupted it there and saved the day. But down in the same club, it was my girlfriend at the time's birthday. We'd done a couple of these at the Bluebird restaurant. We had dinner first. We didn't have a couple of pills for dinner. We had a lovely dinner, fruit de mer, at the Bluebird, the Conran restaurant on the King's Road. And we've had these 2 pills. We've gone down to Jerry's, and it's only me and her in there. And this bloke, I think his name's Matt Malloy, and he was like the editor of the Mirror or something at some point. I think now he's like the editor of the Sainsbury's in-house magazine. And it was just me, my girlfriend, the bar staff, and this Matt Malloy bloke, or Mark Malloy, I can't remember. Look it up, should give a shit. And I had to keep nipping out because I was doing a little bit of business at the time. So I was up and down Dean Street, the Dean Street Shuffle, in and out the French House, the Colony, in and out the Groucho. That's what it was, good fun. And every time I went out, this bloke kept going and sitting next to my girlfriend and chatting her up. And she told me, and it was pissing her off. So when I come back the last time, he was still sitting there. And I just was staring at him, thinking, are you all right, mate? You doing all right sitting next to my girlfriend? And he went, I think it's your round. And I went, well, it's certainly my girlfriend. And he stood up, and so I stood up, and then he put his hands on me, and he pushed me, like running me, and then he smashed me against the cigarette machine. He was about 70 years old, and he's holding on to me, and there's all this spit coming out of his mouth. He's going, and I went, let go, or I do knock you out. And then the boss of the place, Michael, he put the Rocky Eye of the Tiger music on. It was going, liven up out on the street. And I was just going, oh, fuck off. I just pushed him off me in the end. Another great fighting experience. Anyway, now it's time for a clip. This is from a film. It says here it's Master of the Flying Guillotine, but I would have sworn this was One-Armed Boxer, but check it out. I remember when these things appeared, my granddad nicked a video player and a big old VHS microwave size thing, and it had loads of these old fighting films in them, and there was no internet then. There was no way of finding out what they were. Where were they from? Why do they talk with, what is that dubbing? It was just so wonderfully mysterious. It's endlessly esoteric. It was like, I just don't understand what this is, and because of that, ultimately seductive. So let's watch a bit of this.
The contest begins. The contest begins.
Who dubbed these? The contest begins.
The contest begins.
Thrice they said that. Anyway, I've got the wrong poxy bit there, but they select some fighters. Check them.
Country, you win. Take the loser away.
This is the bit I want you to watch now. This is our hero. Fast Sword Wong Chang. Check out his opponent's name. I'm going to tell you what it is. It's Win Without a Knife. Guess how he wins? He wins with a knife.
On my right, win without a knife, why Yakuma?
Win without a knife. Amazing analog synthesizer. And it would have been an original. That would be a Juno 6 or, or a Moog or Polymoog or something. Amazing.
Nice jumping.
Nice jumping. Let's watch some of the fight. Speed it up. Oh, completely fucked it and jumped it to the wrong part. That was quite cool though, wasn't it? Chung. Anyway, I want to move on to the hero, Bruce Lee. I mean, there's an amazing synchronicity here with my comedy career. Because as a child and a teenager, when I used to watch panel shows on telly, I didn't realise, and a lot of people still don't, panel shows are theatre. It's not comedy, it's all rehearsed. What they do, the people on the panels and the host, they get the material, they get the jokes, they get the clips and all that about 2 weeks before. The host will tend to have a group of writers writing his material, and all the panellists will get to see everything they need to know, write all their jokes, so that when they sit there and it flashes up on the screen, they appear to be incredibly funny improvisers. And I'd watch them as a child and a teenager and be thinking, fuck me, these are good comedians. These people are amazing. And in a way, it made me a better comedian, because I always thought that you had to be that good. You had to be able to go bang, 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 off the cuff, improvised, ad hoc, when required, on tap, super cold comedy lights. Don't know what that meant, but you know what I mean. And it's the same with fighting. I mean, I used to watch Bruce Lee films and I thought that's what fighting was like. Everyone done it, all the boys done it. You'd watch it, then you'd be out in the garden, dodgy, hurting your mates. But, obviously it's equally theatre. But what a theatre, what an occasion, what a thing. Just beautiful. Let's check it out. I mean, you don't get the Matrix without this stuff. This is Bruce Lee in Fist of Fury. Did you see that other geezer's haircut? I mean, Lee's haircut's never been great, but... Look at it. Very occasionally you'll see a couple of Chinese blokes walking around a Soho like that in Chinatown. And in their heads they think they're triads. So seductive. For like a 10-year-old boy, the idea that you'd have that kind of power, that kind of control in a violent situation. I'd been in plenty of fights, only a little kiddie ones. But yeah, they were terrifying. The kid would come up to you at class going, I'm going to have you after school, you Dangerfield cunt. And it'd just be on my mind all day. And then after school, fuck off. And then you'd watch this and think, if only. And then I'd sit in my bedroom like meditating like I'd seen in these films. But you can imagine my ADHD childlike mind managed about, 4 seconds. Right, that's enough. Bruce? One of the classic scenes in martial arts movies, this. Just look at the choreography, look at the filming, look at the angle we've got now, the music, everything. And Bruce, I just find this amazing. I mean, there's a fair amount of nostalgia there, but look at it. Look at the way the camera moves the opposite way to the circle of people. Beautiful. See the boss's glasses. Look at this. This is kind of before the steroid generation. That you know, you'd never get a fight with a body like that. Look, there's hardly any pecs there. It's all like abs and lats, stuff you can actually do in the gym. Almost pec. What's it called? Titless. Awesome. He's not impressed. Check it out, Bruce Lee Fist of Fury. I've got this for you now. This is a bit of a weird one. This is a boxing injury. There's something hideous about this. Hit it. I think this is one. Yeah. The fight's been stopped basically.
Those things like that, it irritates you good. That is one of the most grotesque things I've ever seen.
The commentator, that is one of the most grotesque things I've ever seen. Come on.
What is the danger of that?
I mean, Jesus, you've got to ask what has happened there. Has his skull opened and his brain started coming out? Look at the size of it. How does a punch from a glove with a padding on it, what are they, 10 ounce or something? 8 ounce? Boom. George,
can you tell?
Look at it. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine lancing it? Psst. Oh,
Yeah, I think maybe that.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's got to be liquid. And what liquid? Blood or some weird brain fluid? I don't know enough about the brain to suggest what it is. Aspic gel or something? Horrific. Well, stick with horror. Check this out. This is UFC 205 this weekend. Check it.
That's ridiculous. If you saw that in the movie, you'd be like, that's too much blood. Another factor is that this is going to weaken David Heath. Absolutely. All this blood loss, I mean, that's real.
All this blood loss is going to weaken him. Do you know where that goes? The logical conclusion of that theory is he dies.
Man, it's like, I mean, when you give blood, it weakens you. And he's given a lot more.
Fucking Ada, man. I mean, I ain't got time to show you all here, and it probably won't transmit with a endlessly lower quality of repeated videos, but there's a hole in his head. Maybe he's got what that black fella had on the last clip, but this one's split. That's what happens.
Anaconda choke.
Look, can you see it just dripping out of his forehead?
He's got it. He's got that gator roll teeth. It's deep.
Yeah, you won the fight, mate, but humanity lost. Right, now, the classic. Rocky 4, I think it is. I think it's Rocky 4. At the cinema, when the final fight was happening, what I'm going to show you a bit of, and it was the silent bit where they were both falling down. I made a paper aeroplane, I threw it, and it went right in front of the camera. So there was this huge aeroplane going on the screen, and everyone cracked up, and some woman came up to the torch. You, out. But this is an amazing film. This is at the height of the Cold War. And this is amazing. Rocky trained in the wild, in the snow, chasing chickens, lifting up tree trunks. You know, just nature, some proper, normal human. And the Russian bloke, Ivan Drago, he trained with chemicals and electronics and computers. The irony, of course, being, if anything, it would have probably been the other way round. I mean, America being the super technologically advanced, country, people, and Russia being certainly more of the earth, you'd say, certainly then. But the wicked thing in this is this is out in Russia. The fight's in Russia, and they've got pictures of Karl Marx and Lenin and someone who's meant to be Gorbachev, and during the Perestroika era. And during this, all the audience, the Russian audience, they all swap sides. Rocky. Oh gosh, amazing, pure propaganda. Pure propaganda, but to the Russian people, not just to the Americans, preach to the converted, to the awful Red Peril. let's check out some of the choreography. I mean, unlike the martial arts films, when I watched them, you know, there was something amazing in the flying kicks and the all that Wing Chun. I watched this as a kid too, and it was just shit then. I mean, I loved it. Of course I loved it. Rocky 1 is still... The first one's a great film. And then they just are a bit embarrassing. There's one of them where he buys him a robot. It's like Metal Mickey. But watch the fighting. It has no resemblance to anything in the real world whatsoever. It is its own reference. It is an aesthetic within an aesthetic. Il y a nos pas de texte. Hit me. I mean, look at their bodies compared with Bruce Lee's. He held him. Look at the size difference. In real life, Drago smashes Stallone right out of the fucking ring. Hi, I'm Bracky. There we go. Now all the Russian crowd are shouting, Rocky, Rocky. Look at their pants, the stars and stripes and the commie flag. The noise.
Chopping the Russian down.
Absolute shit, but I love it still. There you go, just a light-hearted movie. Oh, what did I say movie? A light-hearted video on my history of violence. Ciao.